Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online guide video with me, Sherman. Today guys, I'm doing a guide on the Trinity and what the Trinity is. So, what is the Trinity? Well, it's a group composition. So it's the way your group is made up. And in most cases, your group is going to be best with a tank, a healer, and 2 damage dealers for dungeons, and in trials, 2 tanks, 8 DPS, and 2 healers. The reason for this is it's going to give you a better group dynamic. It's going to let you function better in that group situation. Now, ESO allows tanks to function in many different ways, and healers to function in many different ways, and even damage dealers to function in many different ways. It's a matter of play style and functionality that makes your group dynamic work. But your group can work in many different ways. From a person running support sets but being a damage dealer offers the group support and damage at the same time. Or somebody playing a tank that has damage capability but still does the role of a tank. All these things are allowed in ESO because of its design. And that's one of the things you have to understand about the Trinity is the game was built for anyone to play any role with anything. So no matter your race, your class, anything, you can be a tank, a healer, or damage dealer. I know, sounds crazy, but that's how the game is made. And this right here gives you a basic description of the roles system. A tank is supposed to absorb damage and keep enemies or prevent enemies from attacking their allies. A healer's role is to heal and protect the allies, keeping them alive throughout the battle, and then damage dealers is to focus on dealing damage against enemies that pose a threat. Very basic, very simple, but true to the fact. And just like with that, you can also use the help system to look up a little bit more on group roles and what role you fill in a group. And again, it doesn't state any specific. Just like with the skill system and the skill advisor, it's just there to advise people on how to play the game. And it says here, select the type of player you want to be, and we will help guide your choices by giving you hints as you progress. That's all it does. So there's nothing in the game that tells you how to play a tank other than some simplistic design choices, which is to be a tank, you absorb damage and prevent allies from being attacked. A healer is to heal and protect their allies, and damage dealers are to deal damage against foes that are causing a threat. That's it. And it's that simple. But it gets a lot more complicated, because in order for a group to function, you need an organized group, and that's where the Trinity really plays its part. A tank does his job, the healer does their job, the damage dealers do their job. And it makes group play a lot of fun, especially when you play to have fun. Now, I have a saying, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And it's true. If you're not having fun, you are doing it wrong. It's kind of like when I sit down and play Monopoly with people. To me, it's one of the most boring games ever invented. But it can be a lot of fun when you're playing to have fun. But as soon as it starts turning into boredom and stuff like that, you're not having fun, why continue playing? There's no reason. It's a time-consuming game. Just like an MMO, it's a time-consuming game. And there's aspects of the MMO which aren't fun to some people. The Trinity's one of them. And that's because the Trinity locks players into specific things a lot of times. Classic MMOs used to have Trinity systems that would lock you into certain classes. We're only allowed to play certain roles, like tanks, healers, and damage dealers. ESO doesn't have that. In fact, ESO doesn't have that because they want people to play how they want. So if you want to be a tank in light armor using a fire staff, you have to make it. You can't just have it. It's something you have to build into. The same thing with being a healer in heavy armor. You can't just become a healer in heavy armor. You have to build it and play it and make it function the way you want it to. And this goes for everything you play in the game, no matter what role you're playing within the Trinity. So when people say, what role are you? They shouldn't have to ask if they look at you and they see, oh, that guy has 35k health. That's a tank. That's what they should know, is by looking at what you have, they should know what role you are. But it doesn't work that way within the community, but that's by player choice, not by dev design. So, the Trinity is that simple. You're a tank, you're a healer, or a damage dealer, and anyone can play any role. You're not restricted by the weapon type you pick or the armor type you pick. You're only restricted by the way you choose to play. And that's it. And that's really what the Trinity is. It's to allow you to create an organized group dynamic. That's all. How you play your character is up to you. What gear sets you use, what weapon sets you use, all that is up to you as a player. And sometimes that can be a lot of fun. Sometimes it can be really annoying. And sometimes it can be a blast. And that's really what ESO is all about, is just having fun. And if you have fun being a power gamer, I'm all for it. Go do that. If you have fun being a role player, I'm all for it. Go do that. If you have fun just playing certain content, go do that. Nobody's going to stop you. But understand that no matter what you're doing in this game, if you're taking on a world boss, that is a group encounter. It's going to work best with a tank, a healer, and 2 damage dealers. If you're taking on a group event, like a Dark Anchor, an Abyssal Geyser, a Horror Storm, or a Gate to Oblivion, that's made for group play. It's better to have a Trinity type setup for that. Just like public dungeons. They're made for training you to get into the larger group activities, such as dungeons and trials. And just like with Overland, you know, the world bosses, it's to help you learn mechanics of bosses, so that way when you face them in other content, you understand more of the mechanics of what that enemy might bring to the table. That's all this stuff the game does, is it trains you to become a better player in the role you choose to play. But that's why there's a Trinity. It's to create organized group play. And that's it. That's the Trinity system as a whole. And you can look at it in any way you want, because the game allows you to do that. And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was kind of informative. I know the Trinity system, there's a lot more to it, and I'll get to that in other videos, where I go more in depth into the tank role, the healer role, the damage dealer role, and then how to play those roles with different armor types, different weapon types, different skill setups, to give you a more robust playstyle, and also builds that reflect those playstyles. So that's what I got coming for you guys later, but for today, the Trinity system. And that's it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you guys know what's coming next. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. And if you do subscribe, I do suggest you click that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.